India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. With me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Government convenes all-party meeting today ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament beginning tomorrow. Sports Minister Anurag Thakur and Minister of State for Sports Nishit Pramanik gave formal send-off to first batch of Indian athletes for Tokyo Olympics. India's cumulative COVID vaccination coverage crosses 40 crore 44 lakh in the country. Uttar Pradesh government cancels this year's Kanwar Yatra. Mizoram to impose week-long stricter lockdown from midnight tonight. Odisha government decides to open schools for class 10 and 12 from 26th of this month. Devastating floods claim at least 170 lives in Europe. And in cricket, India to take on Sri Lanka in the first ODI in Colombo today. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise the young listeners to get vaccinated and also to help others to get vaccinated. We also advise the listeners not to lower the guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news. Ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament beginning tomorrow, the government has convened an all-party meeting today to seek support of political parties to ensure smooth functioning of both the houses of Parliament. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has also called a meeting of floor leaders today. The monsoon session of Parliament will start tomorrow and conclude on the 13th of next month. The session will have 19 sittings of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu yesterday held a meeting of floor leaders of different political parties. Sources said the Rajya Sabha chairman urged parliamentarians to stand by the people in the light of the situation caused by COVID and discuss all related issues. Mr. Naidu stressed that a dysfunctional parliament adds to the prevailing gloom and hence all sections of the House should ensure a smooth and productive session to address the concerns of the people affected by COVID. He further said that the second wave sprang several surprises and severely tested the health infrastructure in the country. Regarding the agenda for the monsoon session, sources said Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi informed that the government has identified 29 bills including 6 ordinance replacing bills and 2 items of financial business for the session. He sought the cooperation of all parties for enabling a smooth session. The monsoon session of Parliament will begin tomorrow. On the eve of the session, News Services Division of All India Radio will bring you special discussion programs, Issues Before Parliament and Sansad Ke Samaksh Mudde. Issues Before Parliament program can be heard on FM Rainbow channel today at 9:30 p.m. while Sansad Ke Samaksh Mudde can be heard on FM Gold channel at 9:30 p.m. Aparajita Sarangi from the BJP, Dr. Ami Yagnik from the Congress, Amarjit Kaur from CPI and Dr. Seema Malik from the NCP will participate in the program. It can also be heard live on News on AIR app and News on AIR official YouTube channel.
Sports Minister Anurag Thakur and Minister of State for Sports Nishit Pramanik have given a formal send-off to the first batch of Indian athletes for Tokyo Olympics. The send-off ceremony took place at New Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport. The contingent of 88 persons, which includes 54 athletes, support staff and Indian Olympic Association representatives, departed last night. Athletes and support staff in 8 sports, archery, hockey, badminton, table tennis, swimming, judo, gymnastics and weightlifting departed from New Delhi, with the largest contingent being that of hockey. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Thakur said the sportspersons are representing India and the good wishes of 135 crore Indians are with them. He expressed confidence that the contingent is going to make the country proud. The minister said it is an important moment not only for the sportspersons but also for the country. He asked the players not to take stress and go with a free mind.
ओलंपिक में रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए जो भारत के खिलाड़ी जा रहे हैं वो अपनी मेहनत, अपने अनुशासन, अपनी निष्ठा के कारण यहाँ तक पहुंचे हैं और मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास ये अपनी पूरी ताकत भी लगाएंगे लेकिन कोई मानसिक दबाव न हो, ये हम सबका प्रयास रहना चाहिए। इसलिए उनको हौसला बढ़ाने के लिए हम सब लोग आए थे। हमने अपनी ओर से प्रयास किया, मंत्रालय ने मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में, ताकि इन खिलाड़ियों को हर तरह की सुविधा मिल सके और टोक्यो में भी कोई दिक्कत न आए, उसका भी हर संभव प्रयास कर रहे हैं। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है भारत के खिलाड़ी तिरंगे का मान सम्मान करेंगे।
With 6 days to go for Tokyo Olympic Games, AIR today will take a look at profiles and form guides of the Indian sailors Netra Kumanan, Vishnu Saravanan, K.C. Ganapathy and Varun Thakur and their journey so far.
Born on 21st of August 1997 in Chennai, Netra Kumanan will become the 10th Indian sailor and the first ever Indian woman sailor to represent India at the Olympics when she competes at the women's laser radial class. The 23-year-old punched a ticket to Tokyo in April when she finished first in the laser radial class at the Musna Open Championships, which was an Asian qualifier event in Oman. Netra became the first Indian woman to win a World Cup medal in sailing when she clinched a bronze medal at the 2020 Sailing World Cup in Miami, US. Vishnu Saravanan was born on February the 24th, 1999 and hails from a sailor's family. Vishnu's army moon dad, Ramachandran Saravanan, is his coach and he booked his ticket to Tokyo in fine fashion by winning the men's laser standard event at the Musna Open Championships in April. The 23-year-old won the bronze medal at the 2019 Laser Under-21 World Championships in Croatia a year after. He bagged the silver medal at the Laser Europa Cup in Italy. From being school dropouts to representing India in the 2020 Olympics, it has been quite a journey for both K.C. Ganapathy and Varun Thakur. Varun does rowing and Ganapathy is at the helm, and the duo have found success after shifting from 29ers to 49ers in 2014. The Ganapathy-Varun duo finished second at the 49er and 49er FX Asian Championships in Abu Dhabi in 2019 before pocketing their maiden Olympic berth at the Musna Open earlier this year. Sports Desk, AIR News.
Listeners from all corners of the country are participating in the Olympic quiz with AIR launched by AIR News. Many listeners have emailed us the answers. The first correct answer to Friday's question was sent by Shreyansh Garde, a resident of Bhilai in Chhattisgarh. He becomes the winner of our quiz. Congratulations to Shreyansh from the entire team of AIR News. In a conversation with AIR News, Shreyansh thanked AIR News for winning the Olympic quiz and conveyed his best wishes to the Olympic team.
मैं ऑल इंडिया रेडियो को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि उन्होंने मुझे इस क्विज का विजेता चयनित किया। खिलाड़ियों को यह कहना चाहता हूं कि आज जब वे रवाना हो रहे हैं तो वे एक खिलाड़ी के तौर पे जा रहे हैं, परंतु जब वे वापस आएंगे तो वे जरूर एक चैंपियन के रूप में आएंगे। साथ ही खिलाड़ी कभी ये न सोचे कि वे स्टेडियम में अकेले परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, उनके साथ पूरा देश है, 130 करोड़ भारतीय साथ खड़े हैं और हमें भरोसा है कि इस बार जरूर इतिहास रचा जाएगा। जय हिंद।
To participate in the Olympic quiz, tune into our program Sports Scan at 7:20 p.m. every day.
In the run-up to the Tokyo Olympics, the News Services Division of All India Radio in its Sports Scan program is broadcasting every day Olympics quiz with AIR News. Olympics quiz Akashvani Samachar ke saath in Hindi. Every day, a question related to Olympics will be asked at the beginning and closing of the program. To participate in this program, listeners can send the replies by email on airsportscan@gmail.com. The first correct answer received through email will be adjudged the winner of the quiz. The name of the winner will be announced in SportsScan program the next day. It will also be flashed on AIR Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. The Sports Authority of India will provide India team jersey to the winner. So tune in to the SportsScan program every day at 7:20 p.m. on FM Gold and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official.
In a landmark achievement, India's cumulative COVID vaccination coverage has surpassed 40 crore 44 lakh. Union Health Ministry said more than 46 lakh 38,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. The new phase of universalization of COVID-19 vaccination commenced from the 21st of last month. 21 lakh 18,000 vaccine doses were administered as first dose and over 2 lakh 33,000 vaccine doses given a second dose in the age group 18 to 44 years yesterday. Cumulatively, over 12 crore 40 lakh persons in the age group 18 to 44 years across 37 states and UTs have received the first dose, and total 48 lakh 50,000 have received the second dose since the start of phase 3 of the vaccination drive. 8 states, namely Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Gujarat, Karnataka and Maharashtra have administered more than 50 lakh first dose of COVID-19 vaccine in the age group of 18 to 44 years. Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation BMC has said that they intend to roll out a vaccination camp for those citizens who are bedridden. The civic body has circulated an email ID covidvacc2bedridden@gmail.com asking for complete information of ailing citizens who want to get vaccinated against COVID-19. More from a Mumbai correspondent.
People who are bedridden in their homes and their condition is not likely to improve for next 6 months and who want to be vaccinated against COVID-19. The State Public Health Department appealed to citizens to send details of such patients to covidvac2bedridden@gmail.com and said that such patients would be vaccinated after they are registered online. The patient's name, address, telephone number as well as a doctor's certificate declaring that the patient will be in that state for at least the next 6 months will have to be sent to the email address. It is necessary to have a medical certificate by a treating physician about the bedridden condition and the eligibility of the patient for vaccination along with the informed consent by the near relatives or caretakers. Pooja Pal, AIR News, Mumbai.
Uttar Pradesh leads other states in terms of number of vaccination sample testing. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has said that COVID infection has not come to an end, and in such a situation, a little negligence might cause a big problem. He said that experts' opinion regarding COVID infection and its future projection should be kept in mind. Chief Minister was reviewing COVID-19 situation in state at a high-level meeting in Lucknow yesterday. We have more from our Lucknow correspondent.
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has instructed for screening of people coming from other states through infrared thermometer and rapid antigen test. He said that negative RT-PCR reports test or complete COVID-19 vaccination should be mandatory for the people coming from the states where infection rate is high. Meanwhile, during the last 24 hours, 81 new cases of COVID-19 were detected in the state, and in the same period, 106 people got cured from corona infection. According to Health Department, the state has so far conducted more than 6 crore 21 lakh COVID tests, the highest in the country. The state has become first state administering more than 4 crore 361 doses of COVID vaccine. MS Yadav, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Odisha, 1 crore 40 lakh doses of vaccines have been administered against COVID-19 till date. It includes about 1,12,000 doses that were administered yesterday in 593 session sites. A total of 1,539 pregnant women were also vaccinated. We have more from our Bhubaneswar correspondent.
The test positivity rate in Odisha has gone down to around 3% from a high of about 24% in the first week of May last. However, 5 out of the 30 districts continue to report a test positivity rate above 5%. On the other hand, the state yesterday reported a little over 2,000 fresh cases as against a recovery of about 2,300 cases, thereby bringing the total active caseload down to about 21,500. Meanwhile, the state government yesterday decided to allow physical teachings in all schools for the students of class 10 and 12 with effect from the 26th of this month. Girish Chandra Das, AIR Bhubaneswar.
Odisha government has decided to begin physical classes for class 10th and 12th from July 26th. However, attending physical classes will be students' decision. Online classes will continue for the rest, including 10th and 12th. The state government will soon issue SOP for the same. State government has asked all of its departments and subordinate offices to function with full strength of employees from Monday. The direction came as COVID situation is slightly improved in the state. Mizoram government has decided to impose stricter lockdown from midnight tonight till the 24th of this month. The 7-day total lockdown will be imposed in the Aizawl Municipal Corporation area, while in other parts of the state, district administration will impose restrictions based on the COVID situation at the local level. The state government has taken this decision to control the surge in transmission of coronavirus. The order stated that it is necessary to impose more restrictions on the movement of people and the activities to control and prevent the spread of the pandemic. The order said that movement of people during this period, including casual visit of neighbors and families residing in the same building, is strictly prohibited. A report.
As per the order of the total lockdown, all state government offices and private companies, barring essential services, will be closed during the period. Other government offices, bank and post office will remain open with minimum attendance. All markets and grocery shops will remain closed. Public transport is also prohibited during the period. Transportation of goods and commodities from outside the state will be allowed with strict order following of SOPs. All places of worship, educational institutions, public parks, picnic spots, theaters, gyms, community halls, restaurants, shopping complexes and malls will also be closed in the lockdown. Social gatherings have also been prohibited during the period. Irene, AIR News, Aizawl.
Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has asked health officials to further intensify COVID vaccination across the state. Mr. Kumar said only COVID protocol and mass vaccination can avert the third wave of corona. Chief Minister asked officials to vaccinate at least 2 lakh people every day.
प्रतिदिन लोगों का टेस्टिंग ये बहुत जरूरी है और प्रतिदिन कम से कम 2 लाख की टेस्टिंग होनी चाहिए। तो अब उसी दिशा में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। कोशिश हो रही है कि टेस्टिंग जितना करेंगे, लोगों का जांच करेंगे, तभी पता चलेगा कोई पीड़ित है, पॉजिटिव है, तो तुरंत उनका उपाय किया जा सकता है।
Tamil Nadu has registered 2,205 COVID cases yesterday. The health department said that 2,802 COVID patients recovered and discharged. A total of 43 deaths were registered in the last 24 hours. More than 1,45,000 samples were tested yesterday. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Government convenes all-party meeting today ahead of monsoon session of Parliament beginning tomorrow. Sports Minister Anurag Thakur and Minister of State for Sports Nishit Pramanik give formal send-off to the first batch of Indian athletes for Tokyo Olympics. India's cumulative COVID vaccination coverage crosses 40 crore 44 lakh in the country. Uttar Pradesh government cancelled this year's Kanwar Yatra. Mizoram to impose week-long stricter lockdown from midnight tonight. Odisha government decides to open schools for class 10 and 12 from the 26th of this month. Devastating floods claim at least 170 lives in Europe. And in cricket, India to take on Sri Lanka in the first ODI in Colombo today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The Centre is disseminating awareness of national helpline numbers for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The helpline number of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry is 1075. The Child Helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. The Ayush COVID-19 Counselling helpline number is 14443 and MyGov WhatsApp help desk number is 9013151515.
Welcome back. You're listening to the morning news. Uttar Pradesh government has cancelled this year's Kanwar Yatra amid fear of a possible third wave of coronavirus. The Yatra was scheduled to start on the 25th of this month. UP's Additional Chief Secretary Information Navneet Sehgal said the Kanwar unions cancelled the annual Yatra on appeal of the state government. This came after the Supreme Court asked the state government to inform it by tomorrow whether it will reconsider its decision to hold a symbolic Yatra. More from a Lucknow correspondent.
According to state's additional chief secretary information, Navneet Sehgal, the Kanwad unions cancelled the annual yatra on appeal of the chief minister. Earlier, Supreme Court has also asked the state government to inform that whether it could reconsider its decision to hold a symbolic yatra. The Kanwad yatra sees thousands of Shiva devotees called Kanwadiyas travel on foot to collect water from the Ganga and bring it back to their villages for Abhishek of Lord Shiva. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Science and Technology Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh has said that technologists and scientists are the true architects of New India envisaged by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He was addressing the scientists and staff members of the Central Electronics Limited CEL at Ghaziabad in Uttar Pradesh yesterday. Dr. Singh said the contribution made by CEL by providing varied electronics components and equipment to the armed forces and Indian Railways is indeed praiseworthy.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said that an anti-drone Swadeshi system will soon be deployed along the country's borders. He said Defence Research and Development Organisation, along with other concerned agencies, is working on this system. He was addressing the 18th investiture ceremony of the Border Security Force BSF in New Delhi. He expressed confidence that the country's paramilitary forces are able to meet all the challenges emanating from time to time in protecting the borders.
चैलेंजेस को देखें तो ड्रोन के खिलाफ हमारी मुहिम बहुत महत्वपूर्ण आज के समय में होती है। ड्रोन के खिलाफ की प्रणालियों को विकसित करने के लिए डीआरडीओ और हमारी अन्य एजेंसियां लगी हैं। बहुत कम समय में मुझे भरोसा है कि ड्रोन विरोधी स्वदेशी प्रणाली के साथ हम सीमा पर अपनी तैनाती बढ़ाएंगे और इस खतरे को भी हम पार कर लेंगे।
Flight operations at Delhi Airport's Terminal 2 will resume on the 22nd of July. The resumption of operations at T2 of the Delhi Airport will be with approximately 200 air traffic movements, 100 departures and 100 arrivals per day initially. The first flight scheduled from T2 after reopening of this terminal would be Kolkata-bound Indigo flight, which will take off at 3 a.m.
News just in, as many as 11 people were killed after a wall collapsed on some shanties in Chembur's Bharatnagar area in Mumbai due to a landslide this morning. This was informed by the National Disaster Response Force. As per Mumbai's fire brigade team that has also reached the incident site, 16 persons were rescued from the debris of the wall collapse in Chembur. Talking to AIR News, Sanjay Darde, Additional Commissioner of Police, said that the rescue operations for the people trapped are underway.
आज यहाँ पे आरसी पुलिस स्टेशन के अंतर्गत भारतनगर एरिया में जो बीएआरसी की कंपाउंड वॉल है वो बारिश के कारण गिर गई है। उसमें जो 4-5 जो घर थे उस पे वो वॉल गिरी है। 2 स्पॉट पे इंसिडेंट हुआ है। अभी दोनों स्पॉट मिला के राजावाड़ी हॉस्पिटल में 8 लोग हम लोग लेके गए हैं और दूसरे शिव हॉस्पिटल है उसमें भी 8 लोग लेके गए और बाकी अभी भी कुछ लोग ट्रैप्ड इनसाइड है। हमारा रेस्क्यू और रिलीफ ऑपरेशन चल रहा है।
Heavy rain lashed parts of Mumbai and its suburbs late last night, leading to flooded roads. This violent thunderstorm has given massive 180 mm of rainfall in just 4 hours in many parts of South Mumbai, which has led to severe waterlogging. As per IMD, intense to very intense spells of rain are very likely to occur at isolated places in the districts of Thane, Raigad, Palghar, Mumbai during the next 3 hours.
Devastating floods have claimed at least 170 lives in Europe after burst rivers and flash floods this week damaged houses and ripped up roads and power lines. Some 143 people died in the flooding in Germany's worst natural disaster in more than half a century. That included about 98 in the Arweiler district south of Cologne. Hundreds of people are still missing or unreachable as several areas are inaccessible due to high water levels, while communication in some places is still down. In Belgium, the death toll rose to 27 according to the National Crisis Center, which is coordinating the relief operation there. It added that 103 people are missing or unreachable. The annual 5-day Hajj pilgrimage commences today in Saudi Arabia on a drastically reduced scale due to coronavirus pandemic globally. Saudi authorities has restricted number of pilgrims to 60,000 local residents who begins the journey from the holy city of Mecca to assemble in Mina. They will spend the night there and move towards plains of Arafat at dawn tomorrow for the day's main ritual of Hajj reciting prayers.
India will take on Sri Lanka in the first of the 3-match ODI series at the R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo today. All eyes will be on the Shikhar Dhawan-led Indian team as they have 6 uncapped players like Devdutt Padikkal, Nitish Rana, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Chetan Sakaria, Varun Chakravarti and Krishnappa Gautam. Expect Prithvi Shaw to open the innings alongside skipper Dhawan, while seniors Hardik Pandya and Bhuvneshwar Kumar are expected to find automatic slot in the playing 11. However, the focus will be on how all-rounder Hardik fares as a bowler as he recovers from a back injury. Dhawan's captaincy methods will also be observed closely. Sanju Samson is yet to make his ODI debut for India, but it may change today as Sanju is likely to play his first 50-over game against Sri Lanka.
Now let us take a look at the weather today. The national capital Delhi is likely to experience a cloudy sky with heavy rain. The temperature will hover between 27 and 34 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will also have generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. There will be not much difference in minimum and maximum temperature as it will be between 25 degrees Celsius to nearly 31 degrees. Chennai is likely to witness cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The city recorded a minimum temperature of 28 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 34 degrees. Srinagar will experience partly cloudy sky. There is possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Jammu may see cloudy sky with moderate rain. Leh is expected to have mainly clear sky. The minimum and maximum temperature will be between 14 and 31 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have mainly clear sky with a maximum temperature of 41 degrees Celsius. It noted a minimum of 20 degrees. Muzaffarabad is likely to experience thunderstorms. Dehradun will have generally cloudy sky with heavy rain and with temperatures moving from 22 degrees Celsius to a maximum of 30 degrees. Patna is likely to witness cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Guwahati with a cloudy sky is likely to witness few spells of rain or thunder showers. Imphal is likely to have moderate rain. Shillong is also likely to experience moderate rain with temperature moving from 17 to 24 degrees Celsius. And Aizawl, with a cloudy sky and possibly moderate rain, may see the temperature rising up to 26 degrees Celsius. It recorded a minimum temperature of 19 degrees. Kohima is also expected to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain, with temperatures fluctuating between 18 and 26 degrees Celsius. Itanagar may experience a few spells of rain or thunder showers, with temperature hovering between 22 and 30 degrees Celsius. Gangtok is likely to experience heavy rain.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Hindustan Times quoting the UP government writes, Kanwad Yatra called off this year. Afghanistan envoy's daughter abducted, beaten before being freed in Pakistan leads the Sunday Times. The Hindu quotes Afghanistan President Ashraf Ghani as saying, Taliban won battles, we will win the war. Indian Navy gets 2 multi-role copters from US, states the Asian Age. All gaps in Indian borders to be plugged this year, says Amit Shah, informs Financial Express. Ahead of monsoon session of Parliament, Pawar, Modi hold hour-long meet, writes the Sunday Tribune. The Sunday Statesman, citing the UGC, notes that new academic session universities from 1st October. Referring to the BCC chief appointment, the Indian Express writes, Captain clears way for Sidhu, but with caveat, will meet him only after his apology. And finally, the Pioneer reports that France allows visitors with India's Covishield vaccine for travel.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government convenes all-party meeting today ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament beginning tomorrow. Sports Minister Anurag Thakur and Minister of State for Sports Nishit Pramanik gave formal send-off to first batch of Indian athletes for Tokyo Olympics. India's cumulative COVID vaccination coverage crosses 40 crore 44 lakh in the country. Uttar Pradesh government cancels this year's Kanwad Yatra. Mizoram to impose week-long stricter lockdown from midnight tonight. Odisha government decides to open schools for class 10th and 12th from the 26th of this month. Devastating floods claim at least 170 lives in Europe. And in cricket, India to take on Sri Lanka in the first ODI in Colombo today. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.